If you cannot make your husband feel love or attraction on command, like a switch, right? What can you develop on your side that changes the experience of being married to you without turning him into a project, right? I want to unpack what we call the personal power attraction cycle. The personal power attraction cycle. The personal power cycle. Yay, that sounds good already, right? Well, it's easier said than done. It's super easier to go the panic route. Because guess what? This is also triggered by rejection, okay? Because this is the reward, right? This is the reward. Your job is not to manufacture your husband's feelings, okay? Your job is to stop surrendering your identity to those feelings and develop the side of the marriage you actually can control. Because again, this is still triggered by rejection. Rejection. This is red. Red as rejection, right? But instead of taking the spiral down route of panic, right? Let's see here. Let's just like to keep this. This is easy. First of all, I want you to know that going this route is easy. Okay, it's easy. Well, let's call it panic first. Let's give it its name. Call it spade a spade, right? It's easy, right? Deadly, destructive, right? Instead of going that route, right? We're going to take a different route this time, okay? So we're not going to pretend that you don't feel rejection sometimes because of circumstances beyond your control, because you've given your identity over to things you can't control. Number one of them is the other person. The other person you cannot control. I don't know if you've tried. You probably don't know you've tried, but you probably tried, right? So instead of going that route, we're going to go the route of grounding. We have three core pillars here that we teach, right? We have three core pillars that we teach. We call it the GPS, okay? The GPS. And this is important. This is important if you want to save your marriage. It's very important that this has to be tailored to your story, but this is it right here. If you master this, you'll save your marriage inevitably. Like it's not, it's not anything. There's no back and forth with it. Okay. Hello, Gentiana. Hello, hello. All right. So, what do we have here, right? You go to grounding, right? We start where panic started, right? He says he doesn't love you, right? We don't argue with that, right? Now, you've done that before. Okay, you don't argue with he doesn't love you. Somebody stating their feelings, you don't argue with that. If you do that, if you master this, you probably won't end up in so much arguments anymore. And that becomes another problem because every solution creates new problems. But that's actually a good problem to solve when you're no longer arguing in a toxic way, right? You're able to navigate to attraction from there a lot more easier than just ending up in toxic argument all the time. But yes, every solution will create new problem, but every winner, they understand this, right? So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal that the new solution will create no problem because you already know how to create solutions. So you just create another solution and then you create another, and then you have a good experience in life. You notice I'm saying life, not marriage, because again, people in general, they put marriage and they think marriage means it should mean perfect life. That's being delusional because the reality is that life is not perfect. So like marriage is inside of life, so it cannot be perfect. So a marriage is a function of two winners, okay, who have figured something out, right? But again, now I'm talking about a complete cycle. Oftentimes, one person has to start the cycle. So don't wait for the other person to start before you can have a good life. Like, just do yourself that favor, right? All right. So, how do you do that? You do not argue with the statement. You don't beg him to soften it because he's telling you the truth of his feelings, his truth right now, right? You don't treat it like an order to react, right? Grounding means returning to your higher self, Okay, it means gratitude. You re-engage your sense of gratitude. How do you do that? That's one of the most difficult things for human beings to do, because it's easy to complain about everything that is not good, right? And what happens is that we continue to, let me tell you. So gratitude, G stands for grounding, gratitude, and God, meaning your center, your source, right? Everybody wants to claim they're telling the truth, but what is the source of truth? What is your source of truth, right? What ideologies do you build your life around? If you don't have something like that, you can't have unconditional love, because human being by itself, you don't have the capacity for unconditional love. We have expectations, and even worse, we have mismanaged expectations, which destroys marriage. When you had it together with pride, that's contempt. It destroys everything in its path. All right, so grounding is what we're talking about. You going back to your higher self. Gratitude, this is going to become your source of emotional stability. You can't stabilize yourself emotionally if you don't have a source. You don't have the capacity for it, because you're an emotional being like the rest of us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you go back to your faith, you go back to your health, something you've probably taken for granted all along. You've lost yourself in this process, right? You go back to ensuring you can sleep, because heaven is not going to fall out of the skies because somebody said they're not in love with you. Like, okay, right? Now, again, it's easier said than done. This is the hard path. I acknowledge that. But this is the capacity you need to build. Now, we need to start talking about purpose, okay? Can you start? So the client I mentioned earlier on was living inside that uncertainty, right? Young lady just trying to fix her marriage. She realizes that she wasn't perfect, but she definitely knows that that nigga was not perfect. He wasn't perfect, but she's the one that's desperately trying to save the marriage. And I see this not just one time, obviously, right? But what happens is you lose yourself in that process, right? Because your emotional connection will drop, right? Physical intimacy will drop. Why? Because coming off clingy and needy is not attractive. It's not sexy. If it's not sexy, you're not going to feel sexy, and the other person doesn't want to deal with that either. It's not attractive, right? So she did not know whether her partner truly wanted to rebuild the relationship or he's just playing games. How would she know, right? When she continued to give the power over to the other side, the power that she actually has, right? What do I mean? She does have the seductive power, because you got him to marry you. You can actually get him to stay married, not by controlling him. That's not what I'm saying, right? It's about finding the part of your life that you can control and staying focused on that, and stop getting drifted away into other sides that you can control. Number one being him. You cannot control another human being. The uncertainty was still there, but we're able to help her navigate this back into a place of power. Now, grounding goes to purpose. All right, we're not just going to stop there, right? Because this is a process that you need to literally follow. It takes a while. It's easier said than done. The other route is easy. Panic is easy, right? So we're going to a place of purpose. What do I mean by purpose, right? When somebody says to you that they're not in love with you, right? If you notice, even though you kind of like make a conclusion that it must be the end of the world, you keep asking the question, does your husband love you? The question is still there, right? And that question becomes the biggest question of your life, right? His mood becomes your weather. Purpose makes your life bigger than the crisis again. Your purpose is bigger than you. It's bigger than the other person, obviously. If it's bigger than you, right? It's bigger than the marriage. We're talking about your life mission. We're talking about your life purpose. We're talking about your life work. We're talking about the impact that you want to leave here long after you're gone, right? Re-engaging that, right? Start with your day-to-day work, right? But it can't stop at your day-to-day work. Now we have to think about promotion. We have to think about ascension through the ladders, whatever it is that you do, right? We have to think about what's the next 5 years look like for you in terms of your career, your life work, your life purpose. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now if this marriage wasn't a thing? You've disengaged from that because this marriage had consumed you all along. You need to re-engage that. That increases your chances of saving the marriage. Because your weird behavior has been staying in the way of actually saving and fixing